As you probably heard, H.R. 1808, the federal assault weapons ban, has passed the House of Representatives by a 4-vote margin. So now what do? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Lawyered Up. I'm your host, Patrick McGann. I'm a Florida trial attorney and former police officer, and I bring you news and information on the Second Amendment and the firearms industry from around Florida and around the world. We had the vote on H.R. 1808. It passed 217 to 213. There were 5 Democrats that voted against it. They are Henry Solar of Texas. He's got an A rating from the NRA. Vicente Gonzalez, also of Texas. He's got a D rating from the NRA. Kurt Schrader from Oregon. He's got a C rating for the NRA. Jared Golden of Maine. He's got a B rating for the NRA. And Ron Kine of Wisconsin, he's got a C rating from the NRA. Those are the 5 Democrats that voted against the assault weapons ban. There were 2 Republicans that voted for the assault weapons ban. They were Chris Jacobs of New York. He's got an A-. He is also the representative from the Buffalo area where they had the shooting in the supermarket. And Brian Fitzpatrick, he's got an F rating from Pennsylvania. Those are the 2 Republicans that voted for it. All these people are up for re-election. I can understand Jacobs in his position being a representative for Buffalo, but when it comes to Second Amendment, you have to be strong. I say we get rid of Jacobs and Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, get rid of both of them. Henry Solar, he's been solid. He's a Democrat from Texas. I think the 28th district. He's been solid supporter of Second Amendment for a while. He definitely should remain in office if the Second Amendment is your concern. Jared Golden from Maine, he's also been pretty good on the Second Amendment. He's got a B rating. Solar is the lone Democrat with an A rating. Back in 2010, there were lots of Democrats with good ratings. You can see by this chart here, in 2010, the Democrats with A ratings was 25%, and it has dropped down to almost nothing. As far as A rating, Solar is the only Democrat with an A rating in the entire House of Representatives. So where does it go from here? I mean, there's a lot of talk about this has no chance in the Senate of passing. There's talk that it won't even make it to the floor. That's all fine and good, but as I always say, politicians are good at one thing. They are very, very good at this one thing, and that's disappointing. I don't trust the Senate enough not to take this up and end up passing. Hopefully it doesn't go anywhere in the Senate, and this is the end of it. But we know who stands where. We know what the end game strategy is for the Democrats. We've known it for a long time, and this just approves it. Nadler and Cicilline made it clear during the markup hearings that the whole purpose of this is to ban common weapons. We know this is unconstitutional, or we believe this is unconstitutional, and should it pass the Senate, it will certainly be signed by Joe Biden, and then the court battles start. And hopefully, if it makes it that far, we can get a preliminary injunction or a temporary restraining order on the implementation of this whole thing. But I don't want to wait for that. I want to get this knocked out. I wanted to get it knocked out in the Senate. We only lost it by 4 votes. So consider that. If the Second Amendment is your thing, if that's your voting issue, now you know who to vote for and who not to vote for. As far as history goes, if you look back to the first assault weapons ban, if you look back to how the Senate was structured then, and then how it was structured at the next vote after that, at the next election after that, the Democrats lost a significant amount of seats in the House. So hopefully history replays itself. They'll lose big time in the election coming up. We think they'll lose anyway. But if they lose big time in the House and then they lose seats in the Senate, things should look a lot better. And hopefully we won't have to deal with any of this for a considerable amount of time to come. We shouldn't have to be dealing with it anyway. After the opinion in NYSERPA versus Bruen, we should not be dealing with this. This is the Democrats' direct jab at the Supreme Court. It just shows how divided we are as a nation on this, at least on this issue. Other issues too, but this is a major issue. A lot of people say, we should repeal the Second Amendment, whatever. I mean, of course, that's not an option, but what I think a lot of people don't understand is the Second Amendment doesn't give you rights. It's a codification of a right you already have that the government can't intrude upon. You have a right, an inalienable right, as said in the Declaration of Independence. You have an inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that includes self-defense. So in my opinion, even if there was no Second Amendment, we would still have the right to carry firearms in this nation. But we'll have to see where it goes from now. Like I said, Democrats, even Republicans, politicians in general, all politicians are very good at disappointing the electorate. And I just don't trust them. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with me or you think I'm crazy in this analysis. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Lawyered Up.